Okay, so and we're live. So hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today and for being here. Today we have a new members presentation where we welcome the new members of the Blockchain Game Alliance who recently joined. So what the Blockchain Game Alliance is, we're an organization that promotes blockchain technologies in the gaming industry, in the gaming world. We are more than 400 members right now, so thank you very much to everyone who's part of this mission, and of course to the new members of today. We have 6 presenters today who will be presenting their projects and themselves as part of the organization. So without further ado, let's get started with Keith from Masterbrews.
Thanks, Luis. And, welcome everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I'm going to go to my slide live. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Masterbrews started with myself and my co-founder Adam early last year. We discovered the space kind of by accident. We loved what we found. We, both quit our full-time jobs, took the risk, and hopped right in. And we've been pretty happy with that decision. We've been experimenting, building, working with clients, working on in-house stuff, working on tech, working on gaming, a whole lot of things, trying to find what exactly our true path is. And we've come up with a couple of, products that we're pretty happy with. We've dived into the gaming world full steam, and we want to show you a few of them, kind of show what we got going on and what we're building, for the next couple of years. So if everyone can see my screen, we put together a little product showcase, and I won't go through all the numbers, but if anyone wants it, I'm very happy to send it to you. So essentially, Masterbrews started, we've had a lot of contracts deployed across multiple chains. We were great at timing last year. We actually, made significant money. We worked with a lot of artists worldwide, especially developing nations artists. So a lot of people in Asia, Africa, South America, a lot of people who didn't have any knowledge of the NFT space or the blockchain space. So, that helped a lot of them, and it's actually quite fun and personally rewarding. So that's something we're pretty proud of. As you can see, we're a proud BGA member, a new member. We also are, partners with companies like Chainlink and Polygon Studios, Core Starter, a couple of exclusive clients we have. So this is about Masterbrews itself. We're at its core, we're a tech company. That's what we do. That's what we specialize in. One of our first hits, Whelps, which if you saw the BGA demo day, we were on there last a week and a half ago or so. So Whelps does have a playable demo. We're building a battle racer, Mario Kart style, meets Spyro, meets How to Train Your Dragon type game. We feel it has a lot of mainstream appeal, and that's important in building games. We have a lot of things we do with dynamic NFTs. We were actually the first dynamic NFT, which was based on time-based evolution, fully on chain. It's there for everyone to see. Our contracts there. As far as we know, we're still, credited as the first on both Polygon and Ethereum, as well as with one of our other projects on Solana, which we'll get to. So right now we are fundraising. We reached a playable demo stage. We've had no investors to date. Now we're looking for, money to take us to the next step. So that's something we're focusing heavily on. A lot of VC discussions, a lot of different investor discussions, strengthening our advisory board, these type of things. So we will have an upcoming token sale. Mystic Mountains land sale is going to be a lot different than Metaverse land sales. That's something in the future, we'll hope to share and get into more. And for this game, we're working with Argentix, who are, an award-winning game studio, professional game studio. They've done blockchain games. They've done traditional video games for, work for all the major companies. So that's kind of what we got going on with Whelps. Heroes and Villains is a project I'm a big fan of, not just because it's ours, but as growing up as a comic book fan, Mark McKenna was one of my favorite artists, and we actually have the opportunity to work with him on a project as a co-founder. And he's, for those not familiar, he's a Marvel DC legend, been in the business 35 years. His team is awesome, Ross Campbell, Jay DeFoy. We decided to take the Whelps evolution, bring it to Solana, add some new twists. And that is also in the middle of developing a game. That'll be a turn-based strategy RPG more targeted to mobile and browser-based. We've created NFT comic books with our community, where Mark did all the art with his team. We have things like staking for the virtual token for the game. We're working with Game Ace on this one. They're an extremely talented team with many big games shipped. End of Days is a project we got hit with bad timing, unfortunately. We're working with one of the artists we originally discovered from Kenya, Riot Gear. He has an extremely unique style of art. And we decided we wanted to do something we could private label and show off some technology. So we decided to build an on-chain battle tournament system that eventually anybody could use for their own communities, have community versus community battles, really just a white label, private label type system. And our initial brand was going to be the proof of concept. So we built this out. We were building it nicely. The market crashed on everyone. Instead of launching anyways, we decided to put it on hold. So it gives us time to just revamp, prepare it, make it even better for the next bull run. But it's something we're very excited about. It had a lot of seasons with different artists planned. Every season was a different mythology. It actually uses a really unique minting experience. And these rune stones were airdropped. There's quite a few people who have them right now, maybe about 1,000 people who will still be able to use them when the time comes. So this was actually, kind of one of our first things we were doing with Chainlink that signified our partnership, used a lot of their different services at once. And it's going to feature something called Cometh Stress Reaction form of dynamic NFTs, where as they battle, NFTs will change in real time to mimic, are they getting scars? Are they getting dismembered? Different things that happen to them. So we're pretty excited about that as a proof of concept for quite a few things. 2 new products we're working on, going back to our tech roots. We noticed that there was a couple of holes in the space that we could fill, and we're going to try to fill them as best we can. And so one of them is going to be called Block Refer, and it's going to be an on-chain affiliate program, basically blockchain as a service, that's going to be offering a new form of marketing for people and a new form of ways for affiliates and influencers to make money. We think it solves a lot of traditional Web 2 and Web 1 problems with affiliate programs, especially around transparency, preventing affiliate fraud, preventing program fraud, no delayed payments. Everything is smart contract controlled. Anybody can use it who essentially sells anything by contract. Even people who don't sell things but want to track it purely through the analytics it'll offer, they can also use it and be clients. And this is something, in speaking to Web 2 companies, a lot of them who thrive on affiliate business are scared of Web 3 because they didn't see a solution. So it's something that we feel like it's actually going to help be a pretty significant bridge. And to be honest, we're a little surprised no one's doing it, or at least no one that we've been able to find. So we're very excited about Block Refer. We're looking to launch our MVP with a couple of beta clients in January. If anyone's interested, we're happy to talk to you and see if it's a good fit for our beta launch, and you can be part of that small pool. And lastly, we want to launch a product called Gamer Pass, which essentially is going to reward Web3 gamers for playing, any blockchain game out there. It's free for publishers. If you have a game and you want to offer a perk, you choose what perk you offer. As we build up, it's going to be a good source of, you'll be able to connect for free to gamers, essentially. And for gamers, they're going to be able to buy a pass that's very affordable, that'll give them perks in different games. And in case they're not a gamer themselves, or they find they don't have a lot of time, we want to use this as a proof of concept for some interesting rental system mechanics. We've analyzed a lot of rental systems. We saw some ways we think we can make them better, and we're going to need it for our own games. So kind of everything we do, we try to build a really quality product that at the same time is always a proof of concept for something we want to do. So if anyone's interested in being part of Gamer Pass, it's still very early. We're not sure when we're going to launch it. We want to build up a really nice roster of partners for it first. But that is, in a nutshell, kind of what we got going on at Masterbrews right now.
Awesome. Thank you very much for presenting, Keith. If you have any link that you want me to share with the community, just drop it on the private chat and I can share it on the comments section of wherever you're seeing YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, you will receive it then. But yeah, it seems very cool, very interesting for sure, and very excited about what's coming for sure. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna share the link
Thank you.
here. But in the meantime, if I would like to remind everyone who's watching, if you have any questions for anyone who's presenting, please drop them on the comment section, and we can try to address them live today. Um, okay, so in the meantime, if we'll see if there are any questions for Keith. We can move on to Barn from canVERSE. Barn, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Can you see my screen?
Yes, here it is.
Brilliant. Okay, so I'm Barn, the CEO of canVERSE, and we've been building a hyper-realistic metaverse with a bit of a twist. So the team have been working for about 2 years now. We started in 2021. And what we've been doing is building a place where people can play board games with each other. So we've been trying to be cross-chain, and we think what would be great is people to play board games that they're used to. So we're trying to start off with a metaverse where someone is something familiar. So we started off with chess, then we're doing checkers, and this week we're launching backgammon. So a bit about the team. Myself, I've nearly done 20 years of the video game industry, lots of bleeding edge technology with partners such as Google and NVIDIA. So quite used to literally the bleeding edge, whereas different cutting edge is where everything is messy and it doesn't all quite work together. The COO is Virgilio. He is based out in Costa Rica, and he's managing the Unity team. There is Charlie, who's the chief product officer, who is ex-Sony and also been doing a fair amount of VR and AR work as well. And then finally, we have Jonah Jones, who's one of our non-executive directors, who is ex-Google, looking after Google Maps, and then also headed up the new tech on the Oculus team as well. So we're a bit divided in between the UK and Costa Rica. And the reason we have a team out in Costa Rica is we found that it's a great place to find new talent, in particular because they haven't had an army since 1949, which means they put all the money from the army into healthcare and education. So healthcare and education is both free up to a university level. So we've got some great devs out there, but those who haven't realized that there's a great production out there, that's also where Intel has one of its biggest R&D factories as well. So NFTs, I don't really have to explain much of that to this group, but I think what's worth noting is, and reaffirming, is the fact that it's a secondary market that we find that people make the most amount of money. So certainly with the free mints we've seen more recently, people are really keen to try and push the price up of their NFTs. Now, what we found reviewing the market is most people are really quite keen on focusing on how they're going to sell out their NFT mint. And that, I think, is a really core objective for a small team. So obviously there's lots of NFT projects that get launched, and everyone is focusing on how to make sure they sell out first. However, all that focus leads to them not having any mid strategy to the whole thing. So what happens after you've actually managed to do a successful mint? So one of the things that we found is that they're quite keen to get into the metaverse. So there's lots of been promising. We've got an NFT project. It was very successful. We made somewhere between 5 and 10,000 ETH. So that's like $10 million. But they don't know quite how to do that step into games. And that's kind of what we do. So what we're able to do is take people's 2D assets and put them into 3D high fidelity images. So this is what we've done for the Toxic Skull team, is we took their 2D logo and turned them into these pieces. So here's the example of some of the partners. This is Toxic Skulls. We took, as I said, those 2D assets. We did the same for Void Runners. They actually were a 3D NFT project, and then we made them more photorealistic. We're doing the same for Unstoppable Domains. We're making them special chess sets and checkers and draft pieces. But we've also taken that a little bit further, so it becomes organic, where we can actually import all the NFTs people have on their projects, providing they're on Ethereum or Polygon, and we're supporting more and more chains over time. So that's like an organic way that people can join into. So it's a scalable solution because we're getting more and more partners that are keen to show off their NFTs, as a team, we're geared up to build content in just a few days. And another thing that's happening is we're getting bigger and bigger projects. But I sort of just digress by moving actually to showing in game. So obviously a lot of projects are in life. We're actually live on Steam at the moment. So I thought the best thing to do was actually see what it looks like. So here I am actually in game. I've got the AI playing against each other. So importantly, you can see these Eden Horde pieces, and they're particularly exciting because they're actually my Eden Hordes from OpenSea. So here we have, this is my Eden Horde. I can log into canVERSE, and when I've done that, I can choose what 10 NFTs I want to see in game. So my top one is the Eden Horde. And so when I go back to game, you can see that's the Eden Horde. Here's my angels. And then not only do we put them on the pieces, but you can see that we've actually got a gallery here as well. So this is my collection of my top 10 NFTs that I can show in the gallery. But we take it slightly further as well, where if you have NFTs from a particular project, then we'll show 3D objects. So not just a sort of flat piece like we're seeing here, but also a 3D object. So we've got some Void Runners here where they're the actual 3D spaceships, and we do different tiers of those as well. And so we're doing like a high fidelity look for it all. Next week, we're going to test our smart contracts by doing some canvas cat mints. And here are the 3D coins that we do also for the Toxic Skulls team as well. So that's kind of the level of detail that we're going for. We aren't Web3, we're a actual download that you get from Steam, and that's why we can get to this high real world 3D fidelity of it. This is an Arxon 85. This is actually a real $10 million boat that Unity actually featured us about. And in addition, this is the environment we're going around. So we can actually wander around. So you can play chess and checkers. We have a mobile and Mac version in the works, and that will be streamed in real time. So the rendering of the actual room will be done on cloud-based GPUs. That's how it can be done at a high level of quality rather than having to be sort of bogged down with, you know, a lower end handset. If I do some quite cool little things, I'll just show you how big these 3D models go. You can see that we've actually got like a full 3D version of the actual spaceship. It's not quite lifelike. I don't think I'd be able to fit in that, but it's quite the sort of level that we're doing. So the other thing that's worth mentioning as well is this is also designed for AR and VR. When I say AR, I mean sort of holographic displays like Tilt Flive, but also VR headsets as well. So it's trying to build things that are world space. And what do we mean by that is the little checkers here is flipping over to tell you whose turn it is. So that's like a world space GUI. Once this white is turned, it will flip over, he says. Oh, he's done double four, that's why it hasn't. There we go. Next piece, double four. And now we know it's black's turn. So it's trying to work with this new blend of instead of having screen space, but having world space as well. So that's what we've been doing for the last 2 years. And as I said, we're really excited that that's being launched. Backgammon will be launched later on this week, along with this pictures. Oh yes, and also I've got to show it as well. The coaster mug as well. So again, it's live to play on now on Steam, and it's currently free.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Barn. Very cool, very interesting. And I don't know if you were aware that I'm Costa Rican and I live in Costa Rica. So it was kind of funny knowing that you have part of the team living here as well. But yeah, very cool. Certainly very good use case. And there was actually some question. How are you managing with Steam? You're currently on Steam, right?
Yes.
How is it working with Steam at the moment?
We've been working in the video game industry for about 20 years. So that's how we're on Steam, and we'll be later on Epic. And that's how we can also get on things like GeForce Now. So it's something that we've been spending decades doing in the games industry.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much. And if you have any links that you would like me to share with the larger group, drop them on the private chat and I can share them as well. And in the meantime, let's move on to Jerome from Cometh. Jerome, you ready? I think you're in mute, just in case.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Now you can hear me, right?
yeah.
Oh, amazing. So let me present. Oh, share screen. Yes, yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, amazing. So I'm here to tell you a bit about what we do at Cometh and also tell you a little bit about some tech that we are going to put on the market. We already put it on the market, but we are going to start distributing it a little bit more in the coming months and so on, which is the Alembic, because we've been working on figuring out ways for people to easily integrate Web3 in their games, both if you are in the entertainment or gaming business. If you don't know me, I'm Jerome. I'm the CEO of Cometh. I'm also a professor in economics in an engineering school called CNAM. I'm the president of Engineering France. I hope to see you in Paris next July because we host a very nice event called ETHCC with the French community. There will be things about gaming, so take some time and spend some time in Paris during your July and summer. Um, and I've had the pleasure to meet the BGA team while in Singapore 2 months ago. You host great events, and I'm very pleased to be presenting to the members today. So a bit about us, Cometh the studio. We've been founded by a couple of blockchain engineers back in December 2020. We had mostly blockchain background, and we were passionate about gaming, and we wanted to give it a go at those two passions that we had. February 2021, we launched the first game that was fully on-chain. I had the pleasure to present it to the BGA members in early 2021. It was great. We had tools like rentals, Uniswap forks, NFT primary market systems, our system to do large-scale airdrop as well. We did a little seed round in November 2021, and we started to work on our next game and also on an engine that you guys could use or anyone could use that they want to streamline their Web3 project. Our second game is in a public beta right now. It's called Cometh Battle. You can check it out at battle.cometh.io. It has new features of our engine, such as an NFT marketplace to do both primary and secondary, a new version of our rental system, and also DeFi-based crafting. As of today, we have 8 projects that are using our endpoints to streamline their Web3 development, and we are very happy to talk to anyone that has this kind of project or want to compare with what they do and what they could do with us. We have a big vision about gaming and blockchain. We think it's a match made in heaven. The year 2021 and 2022 were mostly years of game asset ownability, but 2023 should be the years of financialization of gaming assets and bringing more blockchain tools to virtual economies. We are also looking at many things happening on the community activation toolings, which is super exciting. And we see some innovation regarding blockchain-based game mechanics that we like to test in our own games. And we'd like also to see more shift between multiplayer to peer-to-peer games, which is what you get when you put a lot of things on-chain in your games. As I said, we have a studio activity. So we publish some games of our own, indie game style. Our first game was an MMO RTS. We had up to 10,000 players, unique player playing, and up to 4,000 players playing at the same time on the same map, everything on smart contract. It was super great to see. The sales and activity of the game was directly redistributed to the gamers. So it was a play to earn in a form because you could earn things that were spent inside the game. But if you were performing less well than some players, you were under the water. But if you were performing very well, you were above the water and enjoying some of the bets of the different players. Our new games is in public beta, as I said. Check it out. We are adding lots of new features every new sprints. I hope you like it. Yes, public beta, it's up and running. We crossed the lots of sessions these days, so it's exciting to see players testing it out. What we discovered by creating our own games is that the blockchain gaming stack remains a bit scattered and poorly integrated. It's hard for a project to start building on this stack. As we heard in previous presentations, like you start by selling your NFTs and then you start try to figure out how do you integrate that into your games. So just the problem of finding a reliable NFT API, it's not always easy. Figuring out how to do the login is not always easy as well. You need to have different infrastructure and so on. So we'd like to tackle that for the sake of this ecosystem growth. And that's what we've been building over the past 15 months now, something that we call the project Alembic, to distill the best of blockchain for game developers. So we try to automate and package the simplest element of the stack to make it accessible and easy to integrate. And on the side, we also expose endpoints to pioneer with new blockchain monetization and retention tools. As of today, we have super interesting stuff like DeFi-based NFT crafting, or DEX and DeFi as a service in your game, or NFT drops as a service, or in-game rentals for your games and gamers, but also NFT marketplaces that you can easily integrate into your front end, whether you are using Unreal 5 or Unity. The cherry on the cake is that everything is properly indexed and queryable, so you get to integrate that with or without any blockchain knowledge. Is it live? Yes. Is it open source? Yes. Is it audited? Yes. Can you use it in your game? Yes, of course. We have a documentation that's underway. Get in touch with us if you're in a hurry. We are constantly auditing and trying to optimize our contract at the best of the security. Check it out. And yeah, if you want to get in touch, please do. Jerome at cometh.io. Usually respond fast to email. And you can check out alembic.tech later. Right now, it's a placeholder because we want to make a big announcement about the release. And if you want to check out the game itself, yeah, battle.cometh.io, you can log in easily with or without any wallet. We have different modules to log in that's fairly easy to use. And the game itself is free to play, so you can try it out and tell us what you think. See you on Discord, and thanks again for this meeting to the BGA. It's really cool to see this industry coming up with so many good projects and so many good initiatives.
Awesome. Thank you very much for presenting as well. And of course, if you have any links that you would like to share, maybe for the Discord or any other links, just
let me
send them
drop that
private.
on the chat.
Awesome, and I will share it with the group. Okay, thank you. In the meantime, well, I'm not seeing any questions for any of the speakers, but in the meantime, we can move on to Oleg, who's the next presenter. Oleg, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And I see your slides here.
Yeah. So hi guys. So it was previous presentation were amazing. So I hope mine will be the same. So I'm from Vareger. We are the blockchain consulting company, and we are in the crypto for the last, I would say, 8 years. So from 2014, we have done our first projects. In 2016, we have helped to one of our partners to make the first real estate deal to buy apartment in Kiev with crypto. It's Michael Arrington has bought the apartment. We have done some technical part with our partners. Our roots are from Ukraine, but currently we have 2 development centers in Europe, one in the Estonia, Tallinn, one still in Kiev, Ukraine, but we are dedicated and distributed team. And these times nowadays, it really helps us to continue business. As I mentioned, we're in the crypto from 2014 and have run different projects, have fallen in the first crypto winter in 2018 and still alive. Yeah, for the last 2 years, we have switched to the gaming. Yeah. And what we're usually offering, we're helping to create right approach how to integrate the DLT technology to the product, yeah, to the game in particular. We fully believe and trust that this blockchain game, it will be like the next part of big opportunities for the industry and for the gamers as well. And heroes just need to find the right place how to blockchain could be integrated, and where we need it's just try to create the value like for the gamers, for the game studio as well. We are doing the most popular buzzwords what usually required in the game industry, like the NFT, metaverses, marketplaces, DAO, etc. But at the same time, as I mentioned, we really want to bring the value. Yeah, and one of the first things what we're currently doing, it's implementing account abstraction methodology for helping user acquire using for the game. So it's not just so the user should have the same Web2 experience to use Web3 games, but the same Web3 games mechanics. We're working with a lot of stack for these 7 years, but preferably it's EVM-based. One of our I would say favorite stack is Ethereum and zk Sync. We definitely believe in zero-knowledge technology. We also like the Cosmos and Avalanche because they provide their subchain and subnetworks, and we're pretty sure that this is one of the best solutions for the big games where we have too many engine. Let's say it. Sorry. When we have too many players and you have to provide the good TPS. So what we usually provide for the entertainment, as I mentioned, is digital asset tokenization, NFT marketplaces, wallets, some in-game tokens, tradable currency, some royalty management system, what is usually required. We have the same knowledge with finance and could integrate some QAC and ML integrations and access secondary market, create secondary market for the game, which is usually required, and provides interfaces for managing digital assets that helps companies, game studios, and the users more decrease the level how to step into the game instead of just set up the wallet and do all the stuff by the initial Ether or another currency to do some work. Yeah, so we also a part of we're proud in the digital identity, and we're working with SSI technology, self-sovereign identity, and believe the Web3 really will be the next stage. And one of the biggest issue for current moment is just adoption, and just need to find the way how to make the user experience much easier and useful for all this stuff. One of the projects that I should join in the next couple of weeks, it's a project related to the reputation, and I mean the game reputation, how it could be transferable from one game to another game, but it's used based on the SSI technology and Web3. Unfortunately, I can't share so nice pictures like our previous presenters making the games, but just a couple words about what kind of project we have done. So we have built one economical Web3 games on the subchain on the Cosmos. Yeah, we have built fully on-chain mechanics, and one of the big issue, what was a challenge, what our client came to us, it was to create really fully on-chain logic and make it possible to do with a huge amount of the users. It's not like the dark forest, but it's very similar from one hand, but the same from another hand, it's really economical model. Another things what we are doing currently, it's we helping one AAA game studio to build the AAA battle royale game with using subchain technology and integrate blockchain, and it's a little bit different type of game, how to integrate the blockchain to the game, not just like the regular, just buy the NFT and use like the entry ticket, but it provides a good I would say it's a good opportunity for the players for gaming their asset like in-game asset and proof of ownership, and provides a good secondary market for them. And here's I would say the big room for the secondary market and the new products in this space as well. So we are responsible for the blockchain. I would say one of the announcements should be done till end of this year. So we'll provide this as well. So I would say this is one of the most interesting from the games. We're also working with some financial institution like the banks, with Visa as well. Some provide some stuff. And I would say that's all. Definitely my personal goal is just to create the right place from the blockchain technology, from the game industry, bring value for the users, I mean for the gamers, for the game studio as well, and avoid this hate speech from the gamers that, okay, want another game with NFT, we hate it. So thank you guys.
Thank you very much, Oleg. Very interesting and very nice experiences right there. Also, if you want to share any links you find interesting for anything that might be interesting for the audience, just drop them on the private chat and I can share them as well. And yeah, I don't see any questions from the audience. I would like to remind everyone who's watching that if you have any questions for the presenters, drop them on the comment section and we can address them right away. Okay, so without any other questions, we can move on to our next presenter, who is Michael. Michael, are you ready?
Yes. Hello.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, I am Michael. I'm a CEO and founder of Pylons. And I've been in the blockchain space since 2013. I built a Bitcoin exchange in 2013. And, I've really been trying to find what utility really means for blockchain since then. And I really believe in digital assets. And I think that like digital fashion and blockchain gaming is going to be incredibly important. And I've spent the last couple of years building a platform for mobile blockchain gaming that I'm really excited to really share with people and get people out there trying it. So, I don't have slides for this, and I can't really demo it because it actually is a mobile platform, and this is a web portal. So, you can try it though with your mobile phone. It's really a mobile first design, but what it is a blockchain built with Cosmos SDK. We have about 80 validators. We've been building for a while. We're probably going to go to mainnet maybe this week. We have a few things we want to polish, but we're very close to going to mainnet. And we have a lot of validators, and we're really happy with Cosmos SDK. And the blockchain is designed to be really what we need, I think, if we're going to go to a world where blockchains are useful instead of sort of financial games. So, it has a commission model instead of a flat gas fee model, which means that you can build free-to-play games on the chain without doing any kind of like rebate stuff or weird tricks like that. The games are just free to play. And if you charge money when you have these moments where you charge your players money, then the chain takes a cut of that. And I think that fits really, really well into the financial model that games actually use, which is this like freemium, free-to-play, loot box-based model. And the chain is really designed to do that. It's not really designed to do play-to-earn. It's designed to do free-to-play at a core level, in the transaction engine of the chain itself. So I'm really excited about bringing that to people. We've built a mobile wallet to use. You can use. We've also built an SDK that lets you build apps that connect on device to the mobile wallet. And then we've built a demo app with that SDK, which is an NFT minter. So if you want to like take a photo with your phone and then mint it as an NFT and have people buy it using Apple Pay, so you get paid in real money, you can do that with our products. The minter's called Pylons. I'm sorry, the minter's called Easel and the app is called Pylons. And another thing the chain does is directly natively integrate with payment processors like Stripe and Apple Pay and Google Play, Google Wallet, so that you don't have to have your users use cryptocurrency. You don't have to accept cryptocurrency. You can deal in US dollars directly and still have digital property that is created, that is resaleable, tradable, transformable, fully on chain and decentralized. So the chain itself is a fiat on-ramp. We don't need to use exchanges to on-ramp people to the world of blockchain and distributed ownership. They can pay with fiat money, and receive distributed items, on-chain items, and that is itself an on-ramp. So I'm really excited about that. So what I can show you is, let's see if this works. No, I can only show slides. I can't show a single tab. So what I will do, oh, maybe I can share screen.
Yes, you can share a single tab as well.
Screen? Okay.
No, there's two ways. You can share the whole screen or a tab.
Chrome tab, Flutter package. Okay, great. All right, is this working? Do people see this?
Yes.
Great. So I want to sort of walk you through because I think this is an audience that will appreciate this. I want to walk you through our SDK, our gaming SDK for mobile developers. Just the beginning of it, just so that you get a sense of what we're trying to do here and how we're trying to let people integrate and really bring blockchain into games where games are today. So this is our Flutter package. You can download it. It's on PubDev. The package is Pylons SDK. And you can just drop it in as a dependency. We are at version 1.4, so this should probably be edited. Here's what you put in your Android. If you're doing Android, basically you call tech.pylons.wallet, and you tell it where you are. It's really a simple setup, and what this lets you do is connect to our wallet app from your app, really directly and easily. Similarly for iOS. And then once you've started your app, you can call wallet setup, right? Tell it who you are, and you are there connected to the wallet. We can go in here, the API reference, some other stuff for deep links. All right. And you can do some stuff here. So let's look at a item input. So if you want to do something where you change an item, right? You can just put this item into a transaction, and here's a hash code, and here's the type of the item, right? Like there's a whole SDK here for taking, this is the user, right? You've got a user profile available right there in Dart. This is a recipe, which is basically a transaction, a smart contract for what goes in, coins go in, and what comes out. Well, here's all the stuff that comes out, right? So, this is an SDK that lets a mobile dev working in Flutter, working in Dart, interact directly with a blockchain without needing to really know anything about smart contract programming, without needing to know anything about how any of this stuff works under the hood, and able to create items at will and make charges at will that happen on chain. So if you want to sell something for $10 and have the chain only allow the transaction if it receives $10, you can do that. And people can validate that your game is fair. They can validate that your loot boxes have the odds that you say they have, and you can really have a fully on blockchain free to play mobile experience. So this is coming out this week for beta partners. We are really excited to get beta partners on it, get their feedback, get people using it to a maximum extent. So that's sort of our pitch to you guys. We are also really interested in any kind of sort of like marketing partnerships. People want to, if you're interested in doing this, we're interested in working with you on a marketing level as well. And and we're also raising money, but I think this is probably not necessarily the group for that. But yeah, I will. Here's our link to the SDK. Please check it out. Reach out on Twitter. Here's it's Pylons Tech. I'll give you the link for our Twitter as well. Let us know what you're up to. If you want to build mobile games, if you want to build mobile games on blockchain, we are close to the only way to do it, in addition to being a really easy way to do it. And we're really excited to work with devs who want to get building. So, please reach out because we are really excited to get going.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Michael. I just share the links that you shared on the private chat so anyone can see them. And yeah, really interesting SDKs, really very well appreciated by developers out there. So thank you very much for sharing the links as well. Okay, so let's move on without further ado to our next and last presenter of today, who's SK. SK, are you ready?
Yep. G'day, everyone. Nice to meet you all. Very nice presentations. It's a very exciting space, and it's inspiring to see everyone's hard work. So basically, I've been clicking the share button. So I've been in Web3 gaming since about 2017. I got obsessed with it when I found the engine ecosystem, and then I started writing about it and begged them for a job, and then I started working there, and I helped them with their marketing and PR and business development and that kind of thing. In about 2018, I decided to start building my own kind of platform that built on top of their tech stack, but was also, its own company as well. And that's where MyMetaverse started. So that was about 4 years ago. At first, it was just bootstrapping, just doing everything on the side, just doing everything just with one or two developers, mainly just one developer and myself as building a Minecraft server and getting NFTs integrated into it, and just kind of building it slowly testing it out and just getting it there, A couple of years ago, we really worked out what we wanted to do, which was create a game store that was going to be kind of like Steam, where players could come and find an ecosystem of games, come and play them, enjoy them, and also get a kind of cross-game experience between them with cross-game identities and cross-game achievements, and also some cross-game items as well. So to really make that work, we needed to, I wasn't a game developer at the time, so I didn't want to build a product. I didn't want to guess my way through a product that game developers would rely on, that they would stake their whole livelihoods on, if I wasn't absolutely sure it could help them succeed, or survive, to be honest. So I felt a huge burden of responsibility to do that right. So I sold my house. And then I built a GTA 5 server, a Minecraft server, and an MMO. And I'll show off the MMO for you right now. So basically, the MMO is fully live right now. It's all free to play. You can go to mymetaverse.io right this second, play all of these games. GTA and Minecraft themselves are not free to play, but our servers are. So, if you happen to already have those games, then you can jump into our servers for free. If not, you'll have to buy those games. So the MMO is unique in a couple of ways. It's a multiverse MMO where it's really based on multiple worlds with different experiences. So the core world is called Infinity Realms. This is basically the metaverse experience where, it's more social engagement, more nightclubs, more conferences, more events, more, Decentraland kind of stuff. And then we have each world go through the portal. So this is like the medieval fantasy world. This is the steampunk desert world. Then there'll be a cyberpunk world. There's going to be 15 worlds altogether. And it'll probably take us 2 years to get there. So right now we're calling it open alpha, because what we've learned is that it's best not to build in a vacuum, especially when you're building something completely new, when you don't know exactly, when you kind of have a vision for what the future holds, but you don't exactly know how to get there, then you want to get your players involved as quickly as possible and let them help you chart your path. And they also really appreciate you for it. So, yeah, you can see there's all of the fighting mechanics. There's abilities. and there's crafting, and you see this land plot out here. That's an NFT that someone's purchased from our store, come out here and placed it on the ground, and now they're building right here in front of our eyes. So just like the Decentraland and Sandbox, we also have a building system, except it's more part of the gameplay instead of kind of through a separate world builder kind of tool. So yeah, that's the steampunk desert world, and I'll just quickly give you a look at the classic fantasy medieval kind of world. Every single resource is harvestable, of course. Every single animal is fightable. Every single thing is lootable. There's fishing, there's everything. And yeah, it basically just means that it's just a really nice, relaxing experience that allows you to kind of explore and adventure, and the worlds are just huge. And this is all kind of areas that you can build across. So yeah, so that's the MMO. I'm going to log out of that so it stops lagging up my computer. So that's the MMO Infinity Realms. We also have a Minecraft server. You guys all know Minecraft, and you guys all know GTA 5. So we have NFTs integrated into everything. In GTA 5, every NFT is a car and a plane and a vehicle of some sort. And in Minecraft, we have NFT swords, shields, consumables, companions, real estate, and mounts. So that's really cool. So we've worked out how to, so we built all of these experiences. We found that it was missing one piece. It was missing a multiverse reward system, which is what we built. So basically how it works is we really see ourselves as the Web 2 bridge into Web 3. You know, I've seen a lot of really great like on-chain tooling systems right now. We don't touch that. We don't have the skill set for that. We don't really, we're not kind of optimally suited to deal with that. We're optimally suited to deal with great user experiences that are very Web 2 native. And for players that, you know, basically just want to get a great gaming experience, aren't really too worried about anything like transparency, sovereignty. You know, these concepts are kind of completely foreign to them at this point in time. We want to kind of just start to provide them the benefits of NFTs, like from a end user perspective, from a user experience perspective, and then let them soak in the kind of mantra behind them as we kind of push them across the bridge into the Web3 world. So so everything in our experience is very Web2. So basically when you want to purchase our in-app currency, which is a centralized Web2 in-app currency, you can do it with PayPal, you can do it with crypto, and we're also dealing with, we're talking to a credit card provider now who should be able to help us. Stripe actually banned us. Square banned us. We've been through a lot over the last 4 years. PayPal has limited us. And yeah, and like Minecraft has said they're going to ban us, but they haven't banned us yet. Steam has banned us, so we decided to compete against them. And so yeah, basically once you purchase your in-app currency, you come here, you purchase an NFT. The NFT is minted on chain, but it's not. But you can see that I haven't connected a wallet. I haven't dealt with any crypto. As a kind of Web2 gamer, the experience is completely seamless. The mint occurs and the NFT lands straight into their user account. And from there, that's when they can start to connect up their blockchain wallets, connect to different blockchains, and then move their items across and withdraw them. So we are currently reading Polkadot and Near, and we're looking at integrating some other chains as well. And all of this data is coming straight from the chains. When we feed the data to the games, they're reading the data from not only our, you know, well, it's literally from all of the chains, but you know, they can see which NFTs are in the player's account, which is essentially a custodial account, and they can see all of the items that the player actually owns on chain on all of the chains that we integrate with as well. So it becomes a really insanely easy integration for developers. Actually, we've got I've got verbal kind of interest or verbal confirmation. We call it a promise, but I haven't. I don't really like dealing with contracts, so I haven't got them to sign anything yet. But yeah, so we've got basically 14 games coming aboard at this point in time. And essentially when they come on board and start to read our API, they're reading the data from all of these chains. That gives them the ability to partner with games and other projects from all of these networks. Just like canVERSE was saying, like, you guys are doing so many good partnerships across within the Ethereum ecosystem, I believe it was. Yeah, so, basically we want to give our adopters the ability to do the same across the whole blockchain world, essentially, if possible. And yeah, there's also a play to own reward system. So how the tokenomics of it works is every time someone mints an NFT with us, 40% of the carbon used to mint the NFT. By the way, the carbon is kilograms that is taken from carbon offsets. So every single kilogram of carbon that you see here is taken from humanity's carbon footprint. You can find out more about it here. We've purchased 600 tons of carbon through carbon offsets here. And we currently still have another 48 tons to distribute to players. That gets distributed from them purchasing it off us here. And that's how the economy starts. Once people mint NFTs, 40% of the carbon gets locked inside NFTs, removing it from the economy, forcing us to buy more carbon offsets, essentially forcing us to donate to charity and allow those charities to create carbon offsets, which we then, purchase off them and pump into our system and then give over to players and then back them with their NFTs. And then their NFT inventories literally have a metric value of the impact that it had on humanity's carbon footprint. And yeah, 60% of the carbon used to mint an NFT gets locked into the NFTs. The other 40% gets distributed through the games that adopt us. And then once the players get that, then they can use that to mint NFTs. So that's how we make these NFTs available for all games that join our platform. Every game that joins our platform has the ability to distribute these NFTs. And the only thing that we ask is that you adopt one of the NFTs, the Governors of Infinity NFTs. So we don't actually take any commissions, no fees, no anything. We are a multiverse platform through and through. The only payment we request is utility payment. So pay us in utility, make the Governors of Infinity, do something cool. And then from there, it's an optional extra. If you would like to adopt more of these NFTs, then we will adopt one of your NFTs in our games and make it easier for you to sell that. So you can add value to your own reward system by adding utility to the NFTs that you're distributing. And then we'll also add more NFTs to the other NFTs that you're distributing. And you could be selling those NFTs or they could be part of an important game mechanic that allows you to create a stickier experience. So basically, this whole platform is engineered to really solve some of the toughest problems that I've noticed over the years with games. Obviously, the hardest problem is actually making the game fun, and this platform literally does help with that, because this whole NFT reward system is insanely fun. This multiverse reward system is super fun. It also helps with player acquisition, because obviously being able to say to your players that, hey, come and play our game and you're going to be able to earn NFTs that are usable in lots of other games, that helps get players. And it also helps to retain players as well. But it also helps you monetize players, because we have no impact, or we have no say, and we don't want to say in how you use these NFTs. You can use them to monetize more effectively. As you know, you're all game developers. Having valuable items to distribute through your game allows you to monetize your game more effectively, because you can place those items in whatever after whatever challenge you want, essentially, right? So the challenge itself can be monetized. So we have no opinion on how you use this system. It's just there for you to use. All we want to see is people be successful. However, of course, the players do have an opinion, and that's why we give them a say in how much of the value of our platform your game gets. and essentially like how high up on our directory your game lands in our ecosystem. So players vote for you. They use their carbon wallets to vote. They're essentially staking carbon kilograms into your wallet. So I've got 841 kilograms. That means I've got 841 votes. And then I vote for the game that I prefer. That makes the game go higher in the rankings, and it gives the game more of the carbon fund and more of the value across the whole economy. So that keeps everything fair. It also allows game developers to get real-time feedback about, you know, what they're doing and how it's working with our player base. So yeah, that's what I sold my house for. So I hope you guys enjoy. Feel free to come to MyMetaverse.io and give it a try anytime you like. Thanks for your time.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Escape. Very cool indeed. And well, I think that we already have the link, which is very simple. So thank you very much for presenting as well. And I think that will be it for today's presentation. I would like to thank to all of you for presenting, and to anyone who was watching us and who will be watching us in the near future, probably when they find the link as well. So thank you very much for being here, for presenting, and thank you for joining the BGA as well, and hope you have a good time now that you're members of the BGA. Congratulations for joining, and thank you.
Thank you.
And looking forward to building stuff together as well. Thank you, and
Cool.
see
Thank
you
you, Louis.
on the next event, which will be a demo day happening this Friday. Okay, thank you again, and see
Thanks,
you
everyone.
next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See
See
ya.
ya.